Okay. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Eva Marie Everson, and I'm the director of Florida Christian Writers Conference, and my favorite sidekick is here.
Hello, I'm Taryn Souders, and I am the co-director of the Florida Christian Writers Conference.
And so we're excited today because we're not wearing the same t-shirt. Last time Taryn wore this t-shirt, no, it wasn't the last time. The last time she wore this t-shirt, I also had that same t-shirt on. Today, I'm wearing it's called Kingdom and Will. And you've probably seen it advertised all over Facebook and Instagram and things like that. And everybody talks about how soft the t-shirts are. They are very, very soft. But this is my H3068, which is probably could be like opposite from what you see. So, Taryn, do you know what this means?
H30? I have the faintest idea. I was going to ask you.
Idea. Well, you know what? Anyone who's been to seminary probably recognizes it. H3068, Strong's Concordance, which is basically a thesaurus yes. I guess it's a dictionary. Anyway, it's called a concordance. Strong's Concordance. It's a book that's about yay thick.
Oh yeah. I've seen them.
But it's also online now, which makes it easy. I think I actually got rid of my book, and so now we just all online. But Strong's Concordance is just basically every word in the Bible, and in the original Hebrew and in the original Greek. And so if you look up any word in Hebrew, like you look it up by the scripture, and you're looking up, okay, so what are the actual Hebrew words that are written in this scripture? You'll come across anything in Hebrew is H, and anything in Greek is G. And so you come across H, and then the reference is 3068, and that is the name of God.
So that's cool.
Yeah. So Yehovah. So, it's a great opportunity as well for someone to say, what does H3068 mean?
Yeah.
And one of the things I love on I am always at the Blue Letter Bible, and the voice of the man who reads, like if you click the little Strong's Concordance, and it's got the little, you can hear it here. Yeah, the little thing. And he has such a deep voice, So he goes, Strong's Concordance, H3068. And then he'll say it in Hebrew, and then he'll repeat it, and then he'll say it, like this is what it means, and that kind of thing. So it's really cool. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about, Taryn. We're not here to talk about Strong's Concordance.
Focus, Eva.
As it is. We're here to talk about the Florida Christian Writers Conference. And it's, what? We're talking 2 months now.
I know.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh my word.
Today's the 14th, and it starts at 18th. So we're pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can round up and say 2 months away.
2 months. 2 months. So yeah, especially like we go in on a Tuesday. So we are really looking at that 8-week mark. So somewhere around there. But we do want to talk about a couple of things. We had a situation that came up concerning service animals, and whether or not you can bring a service animal. If you have a service animal that is a canine, you may bring said service animal. Of course, you will want to let us know in advance that you are bringing your service animal. Some of you, we already know. You've been there for years, and we know that you are bringing a service animal. But then also, we want to make sure that you've got papers and documents, things like that. We will then share that with Lake Yale so that they will know. And of course, you are responsible for making sure those service animals, you clean up after those service animals when they
don't eat stuff.
Yeah, when they do what they do on the property. So just keep all of that in mind. But we don't allow any other service animal that I know of. And I can tell you, we were asked about a service animal that's an emotional support animal. It was a cat, and we both love cats, and so Taryn was very upset to find out that Lake Yale had a policy of no.
I was going to go hang out in this person's room and just pet the cat all day.
No, she just loves the kitties. But the answer was no, and I can tell you right now that if you ever have a service reptile, you're not coming to my conference.
So it's not that Yeah, it's not that we don't allow the service animals. It's that like Yale doesn't allow the cats, and but if it
Yeah.
is a reptile, yeah, Eva will not
I will
allow
not
that.
allow, I don't
And
care what Lake Yale says.
and I don't allow service tarantulas. So
No, 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 no tarantulas, no service snakes. No, if that's your emotional problem, I'm going to suggest another conference for you. It's not going to be a writers conference. Yikes. Okay, so what else do we need to talk about today, Miss Taryn?
we're going to talk about like if people are flying in.
Yeah.
Um, so if you're flying in, remember that we do not have shuttles. We have shuttles for the faculty. We don't have shuttles for the conferees. So you have some options. You can Uber or you can rent a car, or you can find someone who's flying in around the same time you are, and you guys can Uber or rent a car together, rideshare, anything like that. And we do have some options, or we have some people who might be able to help out with that. And as we get closer, we will put something up on the Facebook page, and we'll probably put it in one of our newsletters as well as, hey, make sure these are the people flying in. Here's the phone numbers. Here's the day they're coming in.
Yeah.
Y'all connect with
Times,
yourself.
all that. Yeah.
We're not going to hook you guys up. Y'all are going to have to do that, but we'll give you that information.
Absolutely. And you know what? Every year this has worked. It's worked like a charm. So if you're flying in and you've had any concerns whatsoever, I don't want you to be concerned, because it really does. It works out every single year.
Every
And there
time.
was something you just mentioned, Taryn, and now I can't remember what it was, but it sparked something. It was like, oh yeah, I need to talk about that.
Was it
Don't remember.
Ubering, ride
I should have.
sharing,
What was that?
ride sharing?
Maybe. I guess, on that note, that's not it.
It'll come to you later.
Really not it. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we prefer that if you are ride sharing, that there is never just one man and one woman in a car. I mean, if you're brother and sister, I guess that's fine. Husband and wife, I know that's fine. I mean, brother and sister is fine too, but especially if you're strangers. And not that we don't trust any of you, but we always like to have, that appearance of propriety. And that is, what Paul told us to do as well. So, please be careful about that. We are careful about that. Our shuttle driver for the faculty brings his wife with him just for that reason. And we always want you to be careful. And of course, we do prefer that if you are going to Uber, that you ride share. We think that's the best way to go. Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was.
Yay, you remember.
Yay! I have a memory. I've been taking that CoQ10 every day. So it was about the Facebook page. I wonder how many of you know we do have a Facebook page, Florida Christian Writers Conference. Just check it out. That's where we post a lot of information, but also our trusty little Facebook gal post things every day there that are all about education on writing, etc. And this is a great place for you to hang out. So be sure to go. You can text, you can post, whatever. We want you to do that. So that was what it was.
Yes.
Yes. So the next thing we want to talk about is the fact that we have awarded all of our scholarships.
Yay.
And yay. And not the hotel, but the conference center is completely booked with, for us, it's completely booked. However, if you would like to be on a wait list, like we do have hotels in the area, we're going to talk about that in just a second. But if you want to be on a wait list to stay on site, you need to contact our conference manager, Jessica. And her email address is fcwcmanager@aol.com. Again, it's fcwcmanager@aol.com. So Taryn, let's talk about the hotels in the area.
Yeah, there's several, and we've put these on the newsletter that we send out, and I'm sure it's something we can probably also put to the Facebook page in case you might have seen it on the newsletter, but since then you've deleted it, and it'll always be on the Facebook page.
And you know what I'll do? I'll actually post it right down there. I'll post it.
Oh, there you go. It'll be there. We've in the past we've used Hampton Inn. There's several to choose from, and they're all like anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes away
Yeah, they're not
max.
far. Yeah.
Not far at all. Not far at all.
All.
And they're really nice. Most of
Mhm,
them have a free continental breakfast. And
mhm,
since being a commuter, you don't get breakfast anyways. That's not part of the package deal. This is great because you get your breakfast and
mhm,
then you can come on over, do your classes. We cover your lunch and your dinner, and then you can
mhm.
head on back home where you have Wi-Fi that always works. So
You're right.
we can't we can't promise that at the
I
conference
can't promise
center.
that. I'm sorry. No, because we
Um,
are, like we are tucked into the most amazingly
yeah,
beautiful grove of live
yes,
oaks. And sometimes that is an interference. Now, not
right.
always, but
Not always, yeah.
sometimes. Yeah. I
And
mean,
it's good
it just
service,
happens.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it can slow the service down. So
right.
just be aware of that. So, if you are at the hotel, you are pretty much guaranteed
Yes.
Wi-Fi. But yes, so and again, if you're thinking, well, I'm flying in, but I'm not going to have a rental car, how am I going to handle that? We have discovered that there's enough people around you that are driving back and forth, and we can't guarantee
Mhm.
it. Just keep that in
Right.
mind. So that might be an additional cost for you. But if it turns out that there's somebody flying in and they're also staying, let's say at the Hampton Inn,
Yeah.
they're in Leesburg, then you can say, hey, would you like to split the cost of this rental car with me? And then we can go back and forth together,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you're covered. That's always good. I just came back from a conference in Kentucky, and my roommate and I, and that's another thing you can do as well, is if you want to split a room or something like that, then that's going to
Yeah.
defray some of the cost, and then split the cost of the rental car. Again, we prefer that women stay with women and men stay with men, unless of course you're married.
Just put that out there.
We've had some really funny over the years situations. Like I
Yeah.
think that, yeah, I think the funniest situation was the teacher who wanted to bring one of her students, and like he was a teenager and she was in her 30s, and oh, we'll just share a room, and we were like, no,
No.
no, you will
No,
not.
you won't.
So
It's
that
not gonna
was a
work out.
little different, but family members is okay.
Right.
And so anyway, that can work out for you, and
Yeah.
that would be absolutely great. Okay.
And don't forget to check out like Airbnbs as well. I mean, that's
Ah,
something that is pretty common these days. So you
oh
might
yeah,
find a really good deal at an
especially in
Airbnb.
outdoor. Yeah. So we
Yeah,
do, there's three towns in the area.
mhm,
Mount Dora,
mhm.
Eustis, and it's spelled Eustis, Eustis, and
Mhm.
then Mount Dora, which is probably one of the absolute cutest bedroom communities you will ever set foot in. Yeah.
It's really cute, except you said Mount Dora twice. So what she meant
Oh,
to say was Mount Dora, Eustis, and Leesburg.
okay.
And I'm going to
Yep.
throw in Tavares for good measure
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Tavares would also work.
That is true. Very, very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, what is it? Mount Dora to Varies is almost like you almost say them together. Mount Dora to
Eustis
Varies.
Tavares, you say together.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Eustis to
They're
Varies. Yeah.
they're right. They're smack next to each other.
They're, yeah. So Taryn lives in that area, so
Yeah.
she knows more than I do, except that I know, and Taryn knows, that Mount Dora is one of the most charming places ever. And in fact, when we have people who
100%.
say, well, I can't fly out until Monday, but I have my own car, what should I do? I always say, go to Mount Dora.
Go to
Just
Mount Dora.
go and enjoy Mount Dora. It is so wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the
So
best.
let's talk about contests.
Yeah, we have been receiving your entries, which is fantastic. Keep those entries coming by all means. Remember that you're going to email your entry to me and you're going to snail mail the check to a PO box, which Eva will then handle. Just a couple things to note. Let's say you're going to enter children's picture books and poetry, and you're going to send me a nonfiction piece as well. If you would please send those as 3 separate emails, and I didn't tell you guys this before, if you would send them as 3 separate ones, that would help me out because as soon as I get those emails, I stick them in a folder based on the genre. And if they have all of them in the same email, I can't do that. So I email you back and say, do you mind? So sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me just tell you right now, feel free to enter as many categories as you want. Just send a separate email for each category. And then you should get an email back from me within 24 hours that says received, because I want you to know that I got it, because I feel like it's only fair to give you that peace
Yes.
of mind.
Yes. It could
If
be
you
more
don't
than
get that
24
email, let
hours
me
if
know.
she's in outdoor shopping, but
That's right. That's right. That's right. If I'm petting my cat, you know.
Yeah, and that's right. And let me just say this about contests, because for those of you who are unpublished, you know or you don't know, but contest is something you are going to enter forever. And just recently, I said I just came back from Kentucky. I entered my children's book. Our God is Bigger Than That, written with Michelle Medlock Adams, who will be at our conference. We entered that into the AWSA Golden Scrolls that takes place right before CPE, which is Christian Product Expo. And then I also entered The Third Path, which is my nonfiction book. And I'm typically a fiction writer. So this was actually a really funny kind of moment for me. But I'm predominantly a fiction writer, but I had written this one work of nonfiction, and so I entered those contests as a published author. Michelle and I won first place, and then The Third Path won the 2023 Book of the Year, which was quite the shock. And when I went up to receive the award, I laughed and I was actually crying, but I kind of giggled and said, but I'm a fiction writer.
You were an emotional wreck, really.
So yeah, I was a little bit of an emotional wreck. But here's the point: you don't win if you don't enter. You don't even have a chance of winning if you don't enter. Yeah. And I always say this, and I mean this absolutely with the utmost. It is imperative that you get used to doing these things so that when you are published, I'm not even going to say if, because we know you're going to be published. When you are published, then you have that experience of having entered contest. And that is all these awards that are won, they are entered. It's not just that somebody out there read this book and said, oh my goodness, isn't this a wonderful book? I think you should win this award. That's not the way it works. We enter those contests. But, and I say that because when I first entered, and I use that word again, when I first entered the publishing world, I thought that's the way it worked. I thought that somebody out there was just reading every book ever published to win an award. So I found out differently.
And I think we're both could say that there has not been a time when we've been at the conference, at the award ceremony, when we've called someone's name, where we have not heard at least 3 or 4 times that night, I never thought I would win this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you have a piece and you're like, oh, I just don't know. You really don't know until you enter it.
It's true. Yeah. I tell you, I had no clue that Book of the Year was coming. And in fact, the funny thing is, and I posted this on Facebook, I didn't know for 12 hours actually what I had won. I thought I won Nonfiction Book of the Year. And then it turned out I won Book of the Year. And the way I found out that I had won Book of the Year was that Lane Lawson Craft, who was a dear friend of mine, posted she had won Nonfiction Book of the Year. And I thought, oh, silly Lane, she thinks she won Nonfiction Book of the Year. And I won Nonfiction Book of the Year. And so I mentioned to my roommate that, silly Lane. And she said, no, Eva, you won Book of the Year, not Nonfiction Book of the Year. So, I mean, it's just so much fun. And we have giggled about that since. So anyway, let's talk about the mentoring program that we have.
Excellent. Yeah. Just again, to remind you, we have an amazing faculty that we are bringing in. And if you want to schedule a time to meet with them, either to have them critique something of yours, to go over a speech, to help you with marketing or a website, or you just want to literally brainstorm with them because maybe you're having problems with your story and you're just like, I don't know how to get my characters over this hump, or I'm in the doldrums, I'm not really sure where to go from here. This is where you can schedule a 30-minute appointment to meet with one of our faculty. Now, these are different from the 15-minute appointments. Right. Okay, so you got the free 15-minute appointments. The 30-minute appointments you do pay for, but you get 30 minutes with them. And I mean, to get a critique, that's a fantastic fee. And it's not outrageous. I think it's like $45.
Yeah. So it's 45. Yeah. And many of our mentors will work with you before and after as well. Yes. So that is a wonderful gift. Yes.
Yes. And if you do want to schedule time to meet with one of our faculty, you do not reach out to the faculty person. Reach out to Jean Ryland. She's actually in charge of the brainstorm. Do we still call it brainstorming with the experts?
Something like that. Yeah. But I think it's something else. So
You'll
sister
find it. It's
conference.
on
We
the
don't know.
website. Yeah.
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 Yeah. You'll see mentors and you'll know. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're going to email Jean and you're going to say, I want to meet with Cindy Sproles or Michelle Medlock Adams. And Jean will check to see if that mentor has any time left, because it tells you on the website how many appointments they're willing to take. And if you wait till the last minute, you might not get one. So they'll let you know if they have any left, and then she'll schedule that with you.
Hey, and also be sure to look at every single mentor and what they offer. Just scroll all the way down and pick, like, this is the best one for this, or this is the best one for that. And you can make more than one mentoring appointment. You can make as many as you want. Yeah.
Yes.
This is such an opportunity, and I'm so glad that we do this at our conference. If you have any special dietary needs, you need to contact us at Florida. Spell that out, Florida, CWC at AOL.com. We cannot guarantee you that the kitchen is going to be able to provide for that, but we will find out for you. Do not contact Lake Yale. Please contact us. We will send everything over to Lake Yale, your name and then your dietary need, and then they can tell us if they can fulfill that or not, or whether or not you need to bring special food if you have it. But I will say that the chef at Lake Yale was a Disney chef, and he's quite wonderful. And I know, I don't have dietary needs per se, but I know in walking through, you'll see things that say sugar-free, gluten-free, that kind of thing. So, so that is very helpful. And for those of you who, have certain dietary needs, they have one of the most fantastic soup and salad bars I've ever seen at a conference center. It's really good. And in fact, I could just, if I could shoo everybody away, I just eat all the salad myself.
Well, and I will often do that just for lunch, because sometimes I love their salad bar. It's
their salad bar is excellent. Or even like, I'm older than Taryn. I know it doesn't look good. And so, and so, Taryn could be my kid. But I don't mean like, a goat, not that kind of kid.
Not that kind of kid.
No, she could not be my goat, although she is the greatest of all time. But she could be my child, I should say. But as we get older, we can't eat heavy stuff later in the day. So like, I'll do the same thing, only in reverse. I'll eat my salad at dinner, and it's just they are so good. They are really, really. Yep. I've been at some conferences where the food was really bad. So I'm telling you that the conference food at Lake Yale is pretty good. It really is. Yeah. In fact, the year of COVID, they catered all the food in boxes, so that they were not touching anything. And we really missed their food that year. The catering food was good, but it just wasn't.
They had good cookies, but still.
Yeah, exactly.
I missed the bread pudding immensely.
By the way, if you like bread pudding, and if you're from up north and you don't know what bread pudding is, I hope you will be introduced to it when you come down south. Even though in Central Florida you have to go north to get south of here, bread pudding is like a delicacy in the South, and they make their own bread pudding, and it is just to die for. It's so good. Yes. I will break my diet for their bread pudding. About the bookstore, Taryn.
Bookstore.
What can we talk about?
There's all sorts of wonderful things in our bookstore. So if you are coming, it does not matter if you are faculty or if you're a conferee. We encourage you to bring books to sell, your books to sell in the bookstore.
Our product.
Yeah, or product. Right. Yeah, because we definitely have more than just books. We have t-shirts, we have mugs, we have pens, we have, you name it, it's pretty much there.
Yeah.
I will say, you may not, oh, my friend can't come but wants me to bring their books. That's not how we're opened up for, or at least that's not what we've done in the past. I don't know. Are we doing that this year? I didn't think so. It's just, if you're coming, it's one of the perks that you get. If you're coming, you can sell your stuff. We're not selling our friends' stuff or anything like that. So this week, when we send out the FCWC newsletter, we're going to have, I got to figure out how to do that in this newsletter, because we have a new system. So, well, it makes, we're going to have information about the form. And I think the form, what we can do, the form will be on the Facebook page.
Yes. Okay.
So you just need to go to the Facebook page.
Yes. Or if you're not on Facebook, just email us and say, I need the information about the Florida Christian Writers Conference bookstore, and we will get that to you. In fact, we'll make a note of that in the newsletter.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All
I
right.
think that's it.
Well, I think that's it. That's it
Yeah.
for today. We are excited. We if please go to the website word-weavers.com/Florida spelled out events, and be sure to check out our faculty. It is just about complete. I have one other person I've been talking to for several months who may be coming in, and we'll know more about that soon. And also our schedule, the schedule of classes is up. I think that is complete as far as we know,
so.
unless something happens between now and in 2 months. That is complete. So do check that out. We do get emails from time to time. You know, can you tell me who's teaching what when? Well, I want you to no, I want
Let
you
me
to
Google
go
that for you.
to the schedule. Yes. And you know what? You can print it out if you want to. We'll have it printed out for you when you get there, but print it out if you want to. Study it, study it, study it. And then also study the faculty. If you are looking for an agent, study the agents in the faculty to determine which agent is best for you. If you're looking for an editor, you know, like not someone freelance editor, but as an acquisitions editor, look at the editors and determine which one is best for you. Please do not wait until you get there. And then sit down with an editor or an agent and say, now, what do you do? And trust me, that happens. And we do not want that to happen at the Florida conference because number one, that shows you're not ready. You're not prepared for this. And number two, you just wasted your own 15-minute appointment and that person's time, that editor or agent's time, if you have not taken the time to determine whether or not this is the right fit for you. So keep that in mind. And oh, you know what? Last but not least, also under vendors, look at our photographer and our massage therapist that we have for you. You will contact them directly, and they are wonderful. That's all I have to say about that. They are really good. And if
I have already reached out for my massage.
yes. If you want to be a professional writer, you need that professional headshot. I'm telling you, there is a difference in a professional headshot and something your husband took out by the hedgerow. You know, we know the difference. Yeah. And then also, again, you know, when you're traveling, sometimes the shoulders get tired, the back gets tired, you're sleeping on a foreign bed. And so the massage therapists do chair massages, 15 minutes or 30 minutes. And it is so worth the time and the money. It's $1 a minute, for crying out loud. Yeah. So trust me, my shoulders and back are just usually throbbing at some point during the conference. And I know we haul a lot of stuff, but still, that's it for today. And we hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time. So until then, right on.